shall give, we shall guide, and we shall become, we shall become the children of love, children of love, the children of love, children of
Welcome, everybody. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and along with Deborah Giusti, we are your co-pilots. That's right. Welcome to Flight 2021. Now, we're preparing for takeoff into this new year, so please, we want to make sure that your attitude and your blessings are secured and locked in an upright position. All self-destructive devices should be turned off at this time and just kind of let go of that. All negativity, hurt, discouragement should also be put away. Now, should we lose altitude under pressure during the flight, and that can happen during this year, we want to ask you to reach up and pull a prayer. Prayers will automatically be activated by your faith. And once your faith is activated, then you can assist other passengers. Make sure you get your faith and prayers in order first. Now, there's going to be no baggage allowed on this flight. Sorry about that, but you'll be grateful. All right, we have been cleared by the tower for takeoff, and our destination is kindness, understanding, forgiveness, caring, respect, and love, and unification. So please, welcome to taking this flight with us. We're delighted to have you on board. And we've got a really, really special show for you tonight. It is, of course, our first show of the new season. We're calling it our winter season, although we want to acknowledge our friends down south where it's the summer season. So we'll call it the first quarter of 2021. And I want to thank all of you who are watching on our broadcast partners, New Realities TV, Unify. And we want to invite you that you can still come into our Zoom room. And coming into our Zoom room is a wonderful way to join us. And by joining us, what happens is you go to globalpeacetribe.com. That's globalpeacetribe.com, and you register. It only takes a minute. And by registering now, we'll have your email address. You'll get notices prior to every one of our shows. Plus, you'll get on Monday the replay of the previous show, plus access to all 39 shows that we've done before today. So that's some pretty cool stuff that's available for you, and we want you to join us. So go to globalpeacetribe.com and join us, please. And again, welcome. We've got about 200 people in our Zoom room, and I'm sure a lot more will be coming and joining us. And to tell us all about our amazing show tonight, I want to introduce you to my co-pilot going into 2021. Here she is, Captain Deborah Giusti.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for that great liftoff. We all appreciate it. And welcome everyone to what is our 39th show now that we've produced every Saturday night since the lockdown. We started in April 2020. And tonight we're launching our new winter season with 13 new shows. And we'll be sharing more about that later. And again, we thank you so much for your donations when you sign up for your Zoom link. As you know, we offer this show by donation, so your donations really help us produce a quality show every week. So thank you so much. And again, this is going to be a very special show tonight because our theme is co-creating the optimum 2021 for us all. Well, 2020 has been an unprecedented year for most everyone on the planet. It's been highly challenging, but also very evolutionary. And Saturday Night Live began right after the lockdown as a means to reach out to the thousands of people all over the world that identify with being part of what we're calling the Global Peace Tribe. And we hold this time as a reset, a time that does support healthy, and sustainable living in our world, and anything that does not support that to come up to the surface to be revealed and healed. And that's certainly what's been happening in 2020. And therefore, we claim in 2021 a continued dynamic experience of awakening, healing, and evolution on the planet. And that we have the power within our world and our personal lives and on the planet to support this reset towards a better world. So, the show's presenters today are going to share wisdom and guidance to assist us as we pass through this portal into a new year. And new beginnings are a necessity on a personal and group level in a way that has never been experienced for most people in this lifetime. So let's embrace this new reality that is informed and inspired by our vision and how we can co-create through inner healing and the power of community. So we have a great lineup of luminaries and musicians for you tonight. We're going to have Caroline Casey, who's an astrologer, a visionary activist, well known for her astro, mythological, political meta storytelling. Thank you, Caroline, for being with us tonight.
Woof woof.
And we have Jonathan Robinson, who is an author of many books, has been on Oprah, and is going to share with us very important secrets to the power of manifestation. Hello, Jonathan. And all the way from the Peru, we have Jorge Luis Delgado. He is a teacher, an author, and a lover of ancient wisdom. He's known as a bridge person of the ancient world to the modern world. Thank you for coming all that way, Jorge. And again, we'll have Satyan and Susan Raja. They've been on our show several times. Satyan is the founder of Warrior Sage, and together they work together and make it their mission to put a dent in divorce and share their passion. And we've got incredible musicians. We're going to have Kristen Hoffman. She's a Juilliard-trained singer-songwriter and a vocalist for the internationally acclaimed Bella Gaia. She's going to do a very special New Year's music meditation that we'll all be able to drop into. Thank you, Kristen, for being with us. And we're going to have Pollyanna Bush, who is one of our favorites. She's an amazing vocalist, pianist, songwriter who performs and teaches music from the soul. Hey, Pollyanna. And we're going to have Terry Wallman. He's a guitarist and producer who has worked with a world cast of world-class musicians and produced with artists such as Tony Bennett, Melissa Manchester, Dick Van Dyke, and he's going to share with us some very special music. Hello, Terry. And we will have Sean Jay, who's an incredible musician who's been with us before. He's also been seen on Fox, ABC, Masters of Illusion, and also TEDx. And tonight we have, through the last year, one of the really powerful points of our show is working with nonprofit community organizations and people in need, and allowing people from all over the world to flow in their donations and their green love and really support these amazing community organizations that are helping us right now, or people that have been in need, like fire victims on the West Coast. And we realized in the last year, it takes a lot to manage that part of our organization and get all that money and research everything. So the GoFundMe tonight is going to be towards creating the format and hiring people to help us so that we can continue to offer this money. We raised $70,000 last year from your donations, and we plan to raise a lot more this year because our viewership is growing and growing. So if everyone just gives whatever they feel in their heart, then we have this power of healing that we can offer to organizations and people in need. So we're going to put the link in the chat room, and you can also go to GoFundMe at globalpeacetribe.com and share your green love, and then we will use that to get it out in the world. We also want to thank our collaborative partner, Diana Maxwell, who helped us create this show. So much love to you. And now we're going to start with some music.
Actually, real quickly, I also want to acknowledge our ongoing sponsor, Jay Mayer, who has provided so much support. And we appreciate Jay and his partner Jan and Light Touch. And we're going to learn a little bit more about Light Touch throughout the show. So thank you very much, Jay.
Definitely. Thank you, Jay. Mm-hmm.
Now we're ready to introduce Pollyanna. You have seen Pollyanna Bush on the show before. She is really there are several musicians that have just emerged as real luminaries on our show that we love having on. And Pollyanna is one of them. She is a delight. She's a force of nature. And so Pollyanna, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
After she plays her first song, we're going to talk about a really special program that she's putting together, which I think a lot of you are going to want to participate in. So Pollyanna, take it away.
Thank you so much, Scott and Deborah. It's always an honor, privilege to be here. And this song is a letter from the universe, which we all need to take in right now. I know I need to take in. That some of us have lost with this intense year, so much going on. It's a challenge to stay and connected to what our purpose is. And sometimes we forget. So this letter is a reminder that you are light, and it is important that you shine your very unique light in the world. I got a letter from the universe today. She wrote, I hear you've been thinking about settling for less than what you're worth, less than what you've worked for, you've dreamed for. Oh no, my dear, my darling, don't give up on your truth, your heartland. Oh no, won't you listen? Support from me, so let your tears fall. Come, stay with me for a while and breathe, child. Feel my hand upon your back, help you get back on track to live the highest height for your life. got a letter from the universe today.
Oh, Pollyanna, I love your music so much.
Thank you.
Such a bright, shining light. Thank you.
Thank you, God.
You know, I had the good fortune because I've been working with Pollyanna in this show, and I participated in one of her events that she did back in 2020. Wow, I get to say last year. Right? That's the first time I've used that phrase. And she's created something really new that I think is going to be really, really cool. So we're going to talk about that for a minute. Um, First off, for any of you who are watching on
You gotta get
Facebook,
rid of the pop-up.
I just want to keep the pop up for a quick sec to remind people that if they're on Facebook, you're not going to be able to see the link because you're just watching. So if you're just watching and you're not on computer where you can get the link, go to pollyannabush.com and sign up so she can get your name and your email address, okay? And this is the event that she's doing, and it's called the Empowered Singer. And now, Pollyanna, I'd love for you to tell us about it.
Yes, the Empowered Singer is a 6-month training, a deep dive starting in February. And it's really about combining vocal mastery, the skills of vocal mastery, whether it's singing or speaking, with infusing it with a deep sense of a meaning and being a source for transformation, so that when you open your voice, you sing with ease. Imagine a moment for a moment just that your voice is uh, flowing in ease, and that you're connected to what you're saying, speaking, whether you're going to sing at the bedside or sing on the big stage or sing for your grandchildren or your kindergarten students, or sing just for your own pleasure and your own deep connection with yourself. Singing has such an incredible power. There's just so many benefits of singing, and I know a lot of us are holding back on our voice, and we've been told there's been a lot of wounding around, oh, I'm a singer, or I'm not a singer. We're all singers. We were born to sing, it's a birthright, and everyone can learn to sing, even if you're somebody who never sang a note in tune in your life. There is a way to unlock your voice and sing in the way that you've always dreamed, and sing the music that you love, that brings you joy, that connects you with your heart. And that this training is so much about that. So if you want to dive deep, if one of your visions and goals for yourself this year is to go ahead and explore your voice in a very supportive environment, there will be group work and private training and accountability buddy and opportunities to share inside this training. There's just nothing like it, putting together transformation and vocal mastery. And I would love to talk to you about it. So if this feels like something that resonates in your heart, if that little voice inside has been saying, you gotta sing, you gotta sing, you gotta sing, it's time to answer it. Don't put it off. There's a link in the chat right now for Calendly. You can sign on my calendar to have a free discovery call with me. We can find out where you are in your singing right now, where you want to be, and what's in the gap. And we can find out if working together seems like a fit. And if you're on Facebook, you can go to my website. You can also simply email me at info@pollyannabush.com. And I would love to speak with you. Please connect with me and let your singing goals, your singing dreams come true. You will change the world. You will be a source for transformation simply by singing in your own room, even.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Pollyanna. And again, people can get more information by going to pollyannabush.com/the empowered singer, or write to her at info@pollyannabush.com. And she's
Thank
going to be
you.
back at the end of our show to take us on a closing musical journey. So thank you, Pollyanna, so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And now to introduce our first speaker, here's Captain Deborah.
Thank you, Scott. And what's so great about our show is we get to bring in people from all over the world. and especially people in other cultures that may just have a really important viewpoint of what's going on in the world to share with us, especially Indigenous wisdom. We are now going to bring on Jorge Luis Delgado. He's coming to us from Peru. Jorge was born in the Andes of Peru. He's a descendant of native culture, the Quechua and the Aymara. He's a lover of ancient wisdom. He calls himself, or they call him, a chacaruna, which is a bridge person, which means he bridges the ancient world with the modern world. And he's the author of several books, Andean Awakening and the Inca Wisdom, Return to Joy. And he unveiled the Amaru Muru doorway. And there he is, like magic. There you are. Thank you, Jorge, for being with us. And we're so happy to have you with us. And we'd love to know what you'd like to share with us about what's going on in the world, and especially how we can call in 2021 to be a powerful year of transformation for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Adim Punchao. Blessings for honor for my soul, for my heart, to be in this amazing sunrise. For our culture, for the children of the sun, this is the moment of the sunrise. We are entering to a new day. This new day, this new cycle of 500 years is when we start to awakening, start to connect our inner sun, our souls. We start to elevate and we start to manifest what we call Kakuti. And the Wilkakuti is the return to sacredness. When we understand that all life is sacred, our own lives is sacred. All the creatures of the Mother Earth are sacred. The stars, Earth is sacred. All our creatures are sacred. When we start getting a new day, we start that the Father, Son, teaching us, is remembering us the meaning of the light.
Jorge, I'm coming in for a moment because your camera, okay, we didn't have any video of you for the last couple of minutes. I'm going to try again. When I'm spotlighting you, it's freezing me, it's freezing Deborah. So we're having a challenge here. Yeah. Okay, try now. I think, and whatever you can do to improve your technology, but now we finally see and hear you. So go ahead and back up a little bit, and let's try this again.
Okay. Very good. So welcome to the new day. We are by the new sunrise. This is for us the time when we start to awakening. Every day, our beloved Father Son is teaching us, is remembering us the meaning of the light. Every children of the sun, every children of the sun, we are that light is love. That is in service, and it's what there is that's not in service. There is no light. Each of us, we are love. We are here in service. We are here in service to all the community of life, because we are all interdependent. We are all interconnected. So the Father Son is remembering us the ways how we can transform ourselves. Because the most important contribution in the world to family, because divinity is transformation. There's nothing more important to transform ourselves if we understand the meaning of transformation. bring most amazing soul that each of us we are. Each of us as a children of the sun. Bring this important contribution to illuminate this day. In our vision, the cycles has 1,000 years. 500 years of daytime, 500 years of when the conquistadores, more than 500 years ago, it was by 1402, their rise sons 500 years later, 1992, this new sunrise from 1992 to 2022. In 2022, we see the full at the daylight we believe in the wisdom. We understand that in this period of time is when we bring we must.
You know, Jorge, I am so disappointed, but unfortunately, your audio is gotten really choppy. Your video has been frozen, and we just aren't able to follow the beautiful, beautiful words that you're sharing. And I recognize this is, you know, you're coming all the way from Peru. Gosh, we sure want to have the complete experience.
I am trying here the other one.
And
Well, this is the other. The cell phone is better than the computer. Can you hear me?
yes, now we can hear you at least, which is really good.
It's much easier.
Yeah, so
Very good. So this is Lake Titicaca, the birthplace of the children of the sun. You know, for our culture, the children of the sun, more than 500 years ago, we started at the sacred lake. The beloved Malku Capac started the lineage of the Capacuna. What is the Capac? Capac is the power. It's the same thing we are starting nowadays, the Capac, the power. Power is the light. It's the only power. And that light for us is love, that's in service, and it's wise. In this new cycle, as a children of the sun, everybody, we have this opportunity to bring that light, to shine this light. So everybody is in service to life. Everybody, we bring our talents, our gifts, our uniqueness. But how we discover it, how we can manifest from the soul, the intent, is by releasing first all the heavy energies, all these histories, the density of the histories. We need to clarify. That's why the first quality of the light is clarity. Clarifying our histories, we clarify the future. Because if we keep carrying the histories, the energies from the past, we keep seeing it and we keep attracting the same energies. That's why in our culture, the past, it's not behind, it's in front of us until we decide to let it go. So today we invite you to really focus in your strength. And what is your strength? Your strength is your light. And every day when we awake, we have to remember the light in our hearts. Every day, before to thinking what we have to do, where we have to go, what is our mission? Whatever job we have to remember our strength first, the light. We used to say we have to remember the extra. The extra is our light. And in this ordinary life, if we put that light, it becomes extraordinary. Everything we do. This is a time for extraordinary people. This is the time when we are ready to connect again with the spirit of the mountains. Wherever we have nearby a great soul, a great spirit that embody in a mountain. The mountains for this new cycle are playing an amazing role, like the Mother Earth. The beloved Mother Earth is in service to life. The Apukunas, the spirit of the mountains, also are in service to life, in service to the light. The beloved Mother Sea, the Mother Lake, is in service to life. They are in service to guide the souls, the emotional body. The Mother Fire, Mama Nina, the Mother Wind, Mama Waira, all the mothers. We have the assistance of so many light beings that are coming for this purpose, for this new day. Now, when we have the opportunity to be in isolation, to be in homes, to be with the family, we are in an amazing opportunity to recover our essence, to recover our power, to recover the reconnection with the soul and the heart. That is what elevates. That is what makes stronger the immune system. In this new day, we bring the power of the words. We have to remember that every time we are speaking, we are writing in the hearts of the people. We are the messengers of the new day. Each of us, everybody is in that mission. That's why the most important contribution that we bring is to love ourselves as we talk, as we use warm words with ourselves, as we use sweet words with ourselves, so we can release the resistance to accept ourselves as we are. We are perfect. As we are, we can keep expanding. As we are, we bring sweetness. We bring nectar. We bring beauty. We are a contribution to life. Each of us and all the creatures of the Mother Earth. So today we have this opportunity to shine again. But what is that shining? It's not only the brightness of the mind, it is the brightness of the soul, it is the brightness of the heart. We need more of these kind of programs. We need more places, centers where we can expand the soul, we can expand the consciousness, because we've been focused only to expand the brightness of the mind. Nowadays, we are ready to expand that light as a children of the sun. That's why the word Inca comes from two other words, Inti, from the Father Sun, and Kana, the ray of the sun. So this ray of the sun, Inca, is returning. It's not about the one Inca returning, it is about the children of the sun consciousness returning to bring the Summa Kamanya, or the Ayin Kause, which means to live in harmony with all the the expressions of life. And for our ancestors and for our culture, everything is alive, everything is interconnected, everything is interdependent. So today we have this unique opportunity and responsibility to be aware how are our habits if we really impact in the ecology, it, it really impact in the expansion of consciousness. We have in each of us the power, the kappa we call. We have in each of us the light that will transform, is transforming already in different levels because all life is multidimensional. As a cosmic and multidimensional beings, we are experiencing the assistance of the inner world beings, the upper world beings, and all the community of life. All the creatures of the Mother Earth are also in the process. Not only the humans, but maybe the humans, we are the ones who need a stronger effort to do this transformation from the inner sun, from our hearts. Everybody's agree. It's all about love. But we need to see if we are stuck or we are growing, we are expanding. How we see it? We see it when we see if we are really in harmony. First, with the Mother Earth. Second, with the Father Son. How is your love, service, and wisdom with the Mother Earth? Father Son. On the right side, with the family, the blood family. Love, service, and wisdom with the family, the blood family. And then the other families. Love, service, and wisdom on the left side with the neighbors, plant, animals, people, stone people. Harmony, love, service, and wisdom with the past in front of us. Love, service, and wisdom with the future behind of us. So we say the past in front, it will be there until we let it go, until we transform it. So according how we face the past, depend the future. If we are not comfortable with ourselves, we are not comfortable with anybody. And of course, it's their fault. You know, it's funny the way how we carry these heavy energies with us. Sometimes we are so attached, but this is the time when we have extra support to let go the past that's in front. So when we let it go, we don't attract anymore this past. So we have an extraordinary future. The future that's behind of us, we don't see yet. But in the present moment, the love, service, and wisdom with ourselves, it's really what builds the future. If I love myself deeper every day, for sure, I am making an extraordinary future. So I wish each of you an extraordinary future. And as you see, it's very simple. Just put the extra, that is your own light, to manifest an extraordinary world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jorge. And I know that people are going to want a lot more. We're getting wonderful comments in the chat box. So there's a few ways you can connect with Jorge. He's got a Facebook page. So if you write in his name, Jorge Luis Delgado, JorgeLuisDelgado, and there's his Facebook page, and he's got a lot of really good stuff there. He also has a website. It's mostly in Spanish, but it's where you can learn more about his travels and tours. In fact, ironically, you're going to meet Suzanne and Satyan Raja, my dear friends. They're speakers on tonight's show. And when they did a tour in Peru, they did it with Jorge. So Jorge's got a lot going on, and there's a lot of ways you can find him. Again, here is his more kind of Spanish speaking tour page, which looks pretty cool to me. I've been to Machu Picchu a couple times, and I'm sure many of you watching the show have been to Machu Picchu and to Cusco. I was there for Festival Inti Raymi. So Jorge, thank you again so much for joining us. Thank you for working out the technology. And we look forward to hopefully having you on the show again. And God's blessings. Happy New Year. And thank you for the beautiful, wise message about sweetness and self-love and all the other wonderful things you share. We are now going to move to our next speaker, who is one of my best friends. So you get to meet my good buddy, Jonathan Robinson. And honestly, it's been quite a day. I learned that one of our primary speakers was not going to be able to join us because she just didn't have proper internet and audio. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up thinking, Jonathan, I wonder if Jonathan can jump in and do it. And God bless him, he agreed. For any of you who don't know Jonathan Robinson, he's a psychotherapist, a best-selling author of 14 books, and a professional speaker. He's reached over 200 million people around the world, including 4 times he's been on Oprah. He's also been on CNN and The Tonight Show. He's interviewed almost every spiritual teacher, from Byron Katie to Adyashanti Ram Das, on his very popular podcast called Awareness Explorers. And his current bestseller is called Conversations with Dog. What I kind of love about that is that one of our regulars is Neil Donald Walsh, who wrote Conversations with God. So now I'm having the fantasy of having both Jonathan and Neil on a show together. And you guys can kind of compare the notes from God and the notes from your dog. Jonathan, welcome. And what are some of your tips for manifesting this year?
Well, thanks for that introduction, Scott. You know, we all probably have heard of some manifestation methods, and I'm a method junkie. I've asked everybody from Dalai Lama to Oprah for their best methods for success. And I found one a few years ago that seems to work really magically. And it's one of the only manifestation methods that has been shown in scientific journals, over 20 scientific journals, to actually work incredibly well in ways that people don't understand. This method I'm going to give you, called the Bengston healing method, has actually been shown to cure cancer in rats almost 100% of the time. And then nobody knows how it works. There's been many studies. If you want to read about it, I'll give you information at the end. I want you to know I have no tie to this method financially. This is just a method I found for my friend, works incredibly well to manifest whatever you want. And it has a traditional element to it, which is that you want to come up with some things that you want to manifest. So as I'm talking, if you can have a piece of paper by you, just jot down a few things that you'd like to manifest in 2021 or any time in your life. These are selfish things. You know, if you want world peace, think about how that would affect you. So as I'm talking, you can come up with a list of maybe 5 things you want to manifest. As I said, this method has been shown over and over again in the best scientific journals to actually heal animals, and they don't know how it works, but I have a theory as to how it works. It works through something called PFM. People ask me what PFM is. PFM is the same thing that makes your iPhone work and everything work. It stands for pure friggin' magic. That's the best understanding we have for how this seems to work so well. Now, the great news is, besides the fact that it seems to work really well, it also kind of gets you high when you do the method. I do this method instead of a cup of coffee every morning because 5 minutes of doing it just revs me up and makes me feel joyous. Even if it never worked for anything, and it has worked for a lot of things, it still makes me feel really good. So you write down basically 5 things that are what I call the end states of what you want. So you don't write down more money, because more money is just green piece of paper with dead people on it. Nobody wants green piece of paper with dead people on it. What they want is what they think the money will buy them. Maybe a vacation in Spain, maybe the new car, you know, while you're racing down the road. So write down the end experience that you want from certain things. It might be a new relationship. Well, maybe it's the lovemaking that will happen in that relationship. So as you write down these things, as in a traditional manifestation method, you kind of come up with an image that supports that. You know, what it's like enjoying wine in Barcelona, Spain with your lover. Wouldn't that be great? And you picture that image and you really connect to it emotionally. Now, this is all normal manifestation methods. I'm going to get to the magical part in a moment. But you create that emotional image of what you really want to experience. And you do this with like 5 to 10 things, whatever you want. And each one will have a image attached to it. That's a very precise image or a very precise feeling. Once you have that down, I'm going to do a screen share so you can see what something like this looks like. So here I have what's called the goal cycling list. And that's my email. You're welcome to email me for a free 40-minute lecture from a teacher of this method, and I'll send it to you for free. It's a really good, more lengthy description than what I have tonight. But the image I see is wine in Barcelona. And I really picture that and I get it emotionally, one time. That's all you have to do is one time get that image really clear in your head, emotionally, you got it. And then I come up with a one-word description of that image, of that goal, Spain. That reminds me of that image. Then maybe I'd like to go to Yosemite. Why do I want to go to Yosemite? I want to be in front of Yosemite Falls in awe. Wouldn't that be great? So I get that image of me at Yosemite Falls, feeling awe, maybe with a friend. What's the one word I use to describe that? Yosemite. Next, maybe I want to win over Joe in tennis. You know, he always beats me. One of these days I'm going to win. I picture going like this after I win at tennis with Joe. What's the one word? Tennis. Laughing with friends. I picture us having a good time, maybe at a restaurant after this COVID debacle is a little bit over, you know, laughing with friends, going out to a concert, whatever. I use one word, friends. Then, you know, what do you want to experience? Maybe meditating blissfully. You picture yourself meditating in nature or your bedroom, having a wonderful time. A one-word description, meditation. Now, what makes this technique really unique and gives you that high and seems to have magical abilities is you cycle through these images slowly first, and then you speed it up. So what I would do if this is my list, and you're creating your list, hopefully, is I picture Spain. Great time in Spain, you know, at having wine. And then next I picture Yosemite, having a great time. And next I picture tennis. And next I picture laughing with friends. And next I picture meditating blissfully. Maybe you spend 2 seconds in image. But what happens is then you go back to the beginning of the cycle and you do it faster and you do it faster and you do it faster. So now with practice, I now can do all 5 of these in 1 second. Now I don't picture them good. And in fact, it kind of happens subconsciously, but it kind of goes like this. If I'll image it like this, like Spain, Yosemite, friends, tennis, meditation. Spain, Yosemite, tennis, friends, 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 just like that, faster and faster. So the images are just flying by my face, my eyes with my eyes closed. And what happens is you gain all this positive energy of these things that you want to create in the future. And it gets you kind of high. It fills you with energy. I do this for about 5 minutes. In fact, I recorded something on my iPhone that goes Spain, Yosemite, tennis, friends, meditation. And as I hear those words, I picture it really quickly. And then over 5 minutes, during the last minutes, it's like Spain, Yosemite, tennis, friends, meditation, Spain, Yosemite, tennis, friends, meditation. And these images are going really quick in my head. And you're going to feel a certain energy as you do this. And you don't have to do it perfectly. You don't have to get all the images perfectly. It's really a subconscious thing where you let go and your brain takes over. And this just starts cycling through your brain really quickly. After 5 minutes, you're done. And then maybe the next day you do it. So hopefully about now, you're starting to think of maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 things you want to manifest. And you kind of, after this show is done tonight, you'll come up with a really good image of that, what it would feel like, what is the crux of what you want. And then you'll turn it into like 1 or 2 words, and you'll create this list of words, and you'll go through this. Now, if I was to describe, like you were from another planet, and I was to describe what sex is like, it wouldn't sound that interesting. You know, the man inserts this into that, and they flop down, up and down on each other for a while. You know, a clinical description of sex does not sound that interesting, but we all know the experience can be amazingly sacred. Well, it's the same like this. I'm describing a technique, but does not necessarily give you any sense of the high that comes from the technique or the magical things that can happen as you do this technique. There are not just scientific studies about this technique, but all my friends are starting to use it, and they're going to me, I can't believe it. I got the car. Somebody gave me the car, you know, or things like this. And people are often surprised that it works. Now, it doesn't work right away. It doesn't work with everything. Obviously, it's not total magic, but every now and then something on my list happens, and I go, that wouldn't have happened normally. Now, I want to do a couple caveats. If something on your list involves another person, it's important to get their permission to put them on the list. The reason is because you don't want to, in a way, be immoral or force somebody into your dream. Okay, so make sure if it involves like a relationship with someone or sex or something like that, that you make sure you get their permission for them to be on your list. That's one thing. Now, as I'm talking to you, you can think of these things that you want to manifest. As I said, it has a traditional aspect of manifesting and the magical aspect. As you cycle through this, you'll start to feel this energy. And if you want more information about it, feel free to email me at iamjonr@aol.com. I'll give you a free lecture that somebody did. Once again, I have no financial tie to the system whatsoever. It just seems to work, and it seems to get people high. So I hope that you use it. Once again, I will put my screen share on there so you can see what it looks like.
And Jonathan, while you're doing that,
creating image to see. Yeah.
There's a couple of questions that have come in, just quickly.
Oh, great.
Why is it more effective to do it fast versus slow?
Mm-hmm.
And also, any suggestions if someone's not a visual person, concentrate on the feeling or the kinesthetic experience? Would that work?
Yeah, great questions. Definitely concentrate on the kinesthetic feeling. It might be harder to do that fast cycling with the kinesthetic, but do it the best you can. And they've done studies that for some reason doing this really fast helps you to get into this, what they call an energetic field. They don't know why, although you and I know that's due to PFM, pure friggin' magic, that it seems to work better as you let go into this field. And it's easier if you do it fast to let go into that field rather than try and just do it consciously. You'll see as you experience it that something seems to happen. Any last questions before we?
Yes, Jonathan. The last question, and you can always go into the Zoom room, is I want you to tell us a little bit more about how people can get more Jonathan magic. He really is one of my best friends, and he's one of the happiest people I know. And he's always coming up with amazing ways to make life more magical and wonderful. So tell us a little bit about what happens when we go to findinghappiness.com.
Well, just really quick, you get 10 of my favorite happiness hacks. It takes less than 2 minutes. And you get 12 questions to create intimacy with anyone. And that's at my website, findinghappiness.com, which is being shown right now. And that's all free, of course. And I have a podcast, Awareness Explorers, in which I interview people like Byron Katie, Adyashanti. I asked for their best methods for finding inner peace. And God knows we could all use a little inner peace right now in this next year. So manifest your dreams, have fun doing it. And as you do this, you'll feel empowered and you'll be able to manifest more of your soul power into life. And that's a great gift to give to the world.
It is great. And you are a gift to the world. Thank you, Jonathan. And again, that was findinghappiness.com and awarenessexplorers.com. So thank you, Deborah, for putting those into the chat box. Thank you, Jonathan, for jumping in and sharing so much wisdom with us. And, we're going to be doing a show on animals and spirit guides through animals and animal totems later in the season. So maybe maybe Conversations with Dog will make an appearance on that show for us.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jay Mayer and Light Touch is such an important part of Saturday Night Alive. And so here's a little something for those of you who are new to us and new to Light Touch to introduce it. And for those of you who've been around for a while, it's a wonderful reminder. Here we go.
You're muted, Scott.
As I wanted to be, because I didn't want to interrupt you with my coughing. Sorry about that. Hey, everybody. So that's a little bit about Light Touch. So it's like, okay, well, you see these beautiful visions and these beautiful visuals. And, what's that all about? Well, Light Touch is a way that we slow down, we tune in, we awaken our senses. You can do it by yourself or with another. And we pray and we do affirmations. And it's a really beautiful thing. And more of us are doing it on a regular basis. And so just really want to acknowledge the value and power of Light Touch. And also thank Jay for creating Light Touch and some of the videos you're going to be seeing throughout our show. And speaking of our show, I'm going to add my co-captain here, Deborah, because we are really excited about our new season. And tonight, this is it. This is the very first show of our new season. And to tell you a little bit more about it, here's Deborah.
Yes, Scott, creating these shows has been truly amazing. We get a lot of help from people in terms of ideas. We work with a lot of collaborators and we have incredible sponsors, and we're always looking for more sponsors. And we come together and we cook on what does the world really need to hear now? What are you all seeking? What are we seeking? And we come up with a whole range of topics that really touch on what's important now. And so we want to share with you what's coming up for the new season because we're really excited about it. Next week on January 9th, our theme is going to be Angelic Activations and Manifesting Miracles. It is sponsored by Light Touch again, and we're going to have Marian Williamson with us talking about the Course of Miracles. And of course, she is the foremost expert and spiritual guide on the Course of Miracles. So that's going to be amazing. On January 16th, we are going to be honoring Martin Luther King and his vision for community service. We are collaborating with Unity Church and a lot of people around the world to really honor Martin Luther King and have his message come out strongly at the time of his birthday, which is right around then. January 23rd is Transitioning Times. Let us all be prepared. We're going to talk about the ecology and community and spirituality of really adjusting our world and evolving our world and surviving during these times. And we have a new sponsor who we're going to showcase to you, Mystic Monastery. And that's going to be really great. And then on the 30th, every season, we have a show on Indigenous wisdom, and that's been really popular. And so this is our show, Light Touch. Jay Mayer also sponsors this show, Understanding the Reunification with Indigenous People. And Scott, would you like to share about February?
Absolutely. So on February 6th, our good buddy Mark Sims comes back, and he has got something he's been working on that's really, really cool. It's a way that we can all initiate actual contact with our star family. And he's going to be introducing this for the first time publicly on February 6th. On February 13th, we have a show all about love because it's Valentine's weekend. And that show is going to be called The Greatest Love of All. On February 20th, we've got our friend Teresa Collins coming back, and she's going to be doing another show on global coherence. And she always brings in amazing sponsors like Greg Braden, or speakers, I should say, like Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton. And so I know she's got something special planned. And on February 27th, once a quarter, we do a show all about how to optimize our health. Next level tools and practices. Just today, Kristen Hoffman told me about a friend of hers who I think is going to be a great addition to that particular show. So it's exciting because our speakers bring in other speakers, and everybody's kind of networking to bring you the best and most fascinating people. And to continue on for March, I'll turn it back over to Deborah.
Thanks, Scott. On March 6th, our show about the divine feminine has been really popular that we've done every season. And this show for this season is going to be feminine leadership changing our world. And we can certainly see that happening. And we definitely want to celebrate that and empower that. So there's going to be a lot of incredible feminine leaders to share with you. And then on March 13th, we're going to do a very special show about understanding and communicating with our animal family. And I think more than ever during the lockdown, our pets have become our best friends, there for us all the time. And they're going through this evolution as well. And we're going to bring on experts that know how to connect and communicate with the animal family. And we always have an activation during the major equinoxes and solstice. So for spring equinox, it will be activating together for the spring equinox portal. And then on March 27th, we will probably do another Indigenous show, but we also are going to do special moments of Saturday Night Alive like we did last week, which was fabulous. Show the best of all the shows and a lot of our top keynotes and musicians. So I'm going to put the links in the chat room and also on the our Facebook so that you can sign up. And also we have a way that you can give away a subscription to a friend as a gift. So I'm going to put those links in the chat room. So if you know of someone who would just love the show but isn't really connected and wouldn't know about it, please sign them up and give it to them as a gift. This is a wonderful thing that we've been doing this time, and it's been really great. So, and thank you so much for your donations when you sign up. That really helps us produce quality shows. And we hope to keep going with your support.
And I just learned and realized that we didn't have the audio on properly for the Light Touch commercial. So I'm going to show a different one. And this time I'll make sure that the sound is working. That was my groove. So here we go with a little bit more. And this is something that Jay created. And it's perfect for us to see right now because now is the time to go to globalpeacetribe.com and register for our winter season. And thank you, Jay Mayer, for making those fun videos. And now to introduce a wonderful musical performer, turning it over to Deborah.
Thanks, Scott. We get to bring you a new musician for our show, although his video was on our show when we did the election recovery. He collaborated with a lot of incredible musicians for a Get to Vote video called Beautiful Us, and really amazing. And so we've always wanted to have him on the show to do his own music. Terry Woolman is a guitarist and a producer, and he brings his talents and passion and world-class musicians to live shows. And he's produced artists such as Tony Bennett, Dick Van Dyke, Melissa Manchester. He's truly a professional, magical musician, and we're so happy to have you with us, Terry.
Deborah, and I'm happy to be here with you and Scott and all of you around the world. Happy New Year. Thank you. And by the way, thank you for sharing our video. We collectively, all of the artists, are so proud of just everybody gathering to share the importance of every voice matters. And the song is called "Beautiful Sound of Us." I think you have a link to it, so you can let everybody know.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous video, beautifully produced, so beautifully produced, Terry.
Thank you, Scott.
So, well,
all
tell
done
us.
remotely and safely.
Isn't that remarkable?
Yeah.
I mean, it's what a world we're living in. I mean, it is.
Right now.
It's challenging in many ways, but boy, we're finding human beings are very creative,
And resilient.
and resilient. Well, speaking of creativity, tell us a little bit about the first song you're going to play for us tonight.
This song is called Cassini's Last Dance. It's the title track of an acoustic album that I was encouraged to produce and put together during this pandemic, when we are all basically at home. My wife and I have kind of reframed it. We don't feel stuck at home. We kind of are looking at this as we are artists in residence, and here's my residence. This is my room where I write and record and mix music. And I thought, well, I can't get out and perform right now, but I do have the ability to still create music. And so I created an album, and we released it digitally and did a video remotely and safely.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the postcard for your album, Cassini's Last Dance. Now, what does that actually mean? What's that title all about?
Let me tell you, it was inspired by a visit about actually now 3 years ago to JPL Engineering, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, which is part of NASA. They're in Pasadena. And we just went there. They allowed, you could sign up and take free tours and everything. We happened to luck out and be there 7 days before the Cassini project, this satellite that it had been a 20-year mission of documenting these incredible photographs that closer than it had ever been seen before in space. It was the final week of the mission, and we were there in mission control. They actually let us see how they were operating. The final week of the project, the final descent, was when the Cassini satellite was going to just go into the surface of the planet and basically become one with the planet. And sort of maybe a suicide mission, but this beautiful, to become one with the planet that it had been documenting for all these years. And I was so moved, not just by the story, but by these incredible scientists, their passion and their vision. And these are international scientists, a team of over 150 scientists internationally working together to create this incredible mission. By the time I got to the car, walking to the car from this visit, I already had this title, Cassini's Last Dance, and I knew I needed to write about it. So it inspired this record that took, some time to write, but I realized that this was the album. It was the album I was supposed to be completing during the pandemic.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing your song. Thank you, Terry.
You're welcome. So this is the title track, Cassini's Last Dance.
Beautiful, beautiful. I actually just started adding people who were like listening to it because I was really beginning to see just people dropping in. It's so beautiful.
There's a quick little side note, Scott. If we'll put up the link to the video, but at the very beginning of the video, we added some sound that was from the actual satellite that you can hear in the intro. That's not on the record. So everybody check it out. I did some research and I got permission from NASA to use it, which was really incredible.
Wow. And we're going to be having a little bit more with you a little bit later on tonight. And I know that you've got a podcast that we'll talk about then. So we're looking forward to that as well.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Well, you know, one of the things that we have started doing on this show that we really enjoy is magic. And so we are bringing back, oh, I still got you up there. Yeah, let me replace you with me. So we have really enjoyed having magicians come on. And so we want to create some magic in this new year. So we brought back one of our favorite magicians, and that's of course Sean Jay. And let's see how we can bring Sean on here.
He's been seen on the hit TV show Masters of Illusion on the CW network, Fox TV's Master Chef, ABC News, Fox Morning News, NBC News, and the TEDx stage. An award-winning magician, inspirational speaker, and a man of many diverse talents. Please welcome to the stage. Let him hear your energy and make some noise for Sean Jay.
Here I am. Here I am. Here I am. Glad to be back. Thank you.
There you are.
There I am. Yes. A little delayed, but I'm here. Can everybody see me, hear me clearly? Yes, we're good?
Yes, now we can.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, my name is Sean Jay. As you heard in the video, this is my return appearance. I guess I did a great job last time. Scott was having a great time. I could hear his reactions were off the charts. He broke all sorts of records for energy, positive energy and excitement at the show. So I'm back here to bring that to you guys. So we're talking about co-creating an optimum new year, an optimum 2021. And today, yeah, that's right. Today is a palindrome. Today is 1, 2, 2, 1. That means it's the same forwards or back. It's an infinity loop. And these days, I mean, shoot, since March, things have been moving at a very quick pace. Things have been moving very fast. I mean, if you think about all the new rules and regulations we have to follow, it's really hard to keep up with. And I think it's like every year there's new updates in technology, there's new updates in everything. And I think you all can agree that the pace is getting faster and faster. It's kind of hard to keep up with. So with all that being said, I created this piece that I'm about to do for you based on that idea, based on what's going on in the world right now. So life has an interesting pace. You see, quite often we go through our entire lives in one big rush. Go, 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 and rush, 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 with never a moment to just stop and breathe. See, when we're young, we're constantly in a rush, going from one meeting to the next. And then hopefully by the middle of our lives, we come to realize that it's okay to slow things down. Everybody can benefit from slowing down just a little bit. See, it gives us time to rest, time to relax, and time to recharge our thoughts. Eventually, sometimes we need to just stop and smell the flowers.
Yeah.
We need to stop with the endless technology. We need to stop with the overstimulation and mindless activities. And like I said before, if we just take that moment to stop, the flowers, life will be a whole lot better. Now, we all want our lives to go as smooth as silk, but then that is precisely when life's problems start to get in the way. See, the more we pull and the harder we resist, the tighter it gets. See, we too can solve life's problems as if by magic. People can see us take on old problems with new solutions, and then others will learn from our example. So the next time that you're experiencing a bit of a knotty problem, remember this. Remember that each one of you has the power to control how and when we react to these problems. We're in a lot more control over this than we think. And remember that each one of us has the power to break through the problems in life that bind us. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Now, thank you. Yes, I almost forgot to mention that if we combine patience, if we combine, this one still has the knot in it, perseverance, and we can combine that with a little bit of the right attitude and intention. Oh yeah, and I'm going to put these all together in here. Also forgot to mention the most important thing that we need to do in this new year. We're all so tense from 2020, we often forget to breathe. You know, so everybody take a deep breath in. And when we do, we can co-create the 2021 that we all want and desire. And ladies and gentlemen, that's my story. And I'm sticking to it.
I love it. I love it.
There you go. And I'm Sean J., and I will be back on a little bit later in the show. I hope that was inspiring and fun and magical and give you a little food for thought.
Sean, it was, as usual, it was what we need. A good reminder for me about slowing down and being more patient. And I definitely been spending a little more time with technology. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And of course, anybody who wants to know more about Sean, and he's going to be back on the show again, but I want to just remind you, you can learn all about him by going to Sean, spelled SHAUN, jmagic.com, SeanJmagic.com.
Got it.
And what are they going to find when they go there, Sean?
They're going to find videos of appearances on Masters of Illusion. They're going to find, you can find my bio, you can find my whole story actually. There's a magician for, a magazine for magicians called MUM Magazine, M-U-M Magazine. They select many prominent figures to be on their cover. One of them was David Copperfield, and I have to say I'm honored to be on those list of people. I actually made the cover story for the February edition of MUM Magazine, and that's on my website. Under the bio section, it says cover story, and my whole story from the time that I started at the age of 12 to up to what I'm doing currently today. I've done a lot in my short time here on this earth, and I still think I have a lot more to do. And so I'm very grateful to be here sharing my work and putting some more light and positivity in the world. Thanks to you guys for having me.
Sean, there's no doubt in my mind that in whatever it is, a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, when we're seeing you playing in Las Vegas, we're going to go, oh my God, that's the guy that we saw on the Saturday Night Live. No doubt about it. Absolutely.
Saturday Night Alive to Saturday Night Live to...
There you have it.
all those TV shows.
All right, we'll see you in a little while later on.
Hey man, thank you so much.
Absolutely. And now to introduce our keynote speaker for the night, here's Deborah.
Thanks, Scott. And yes, people have been saying in the chat room, when is Caroline coming on? People love her. She's an astrologer, she's a visionary activist, and she's well known for her astro, mythological, political media storytelling. And she's the host, creator, and weaver of the Visionary Activist Show on Pacific Radio. And she's colorful here again tonight. Here she is, Caroline Casey.
I'm glad to choke you up. That's great. That's good. Well, this is great. And that's a great segue. Actually, the whole thing is a really good segue. So yeah, thank you, Scott. To keep the magic rolling, so by telepathic community, O team, where we are here to wed our authenticity at this time of dire beauty. So I have colleague Dory Midnight's fantastic tincture. This is witches, bitches, and hoes tincture. So I'm going to take it telepathically for all of us. This is for protection and healing for all edge walkers and shapeshifters and workers between the worlds. Ah, there we go. Ah, we all feel better now because we are here to, well, compost the last flailing parts of the Inquisition, right? Anything that makes us cringe, right? The long history. So off we go. So there are many friends here and future friends. I love that in the chat room. So I have some familiar material for those who've been hanging with me for quite a while. And so you can chant along. Wait, I just have to do one important thing here. There we go. All right, we're off. So I have Muti. Muti is from the South African Sangomas, and it means power and medicine. True power is that which heals. So I have coyote hair from my friend, now ancestor Stella Coyote. I have a little tiny psilocybe mushroom because, as Paul Stamets says, we know that the psilocybe mushrooms calm down the amygdala, the reactive part of us, increase cooperation in all the regions of the brain, and increase curiosity, confidence, and kindness. And as he says, those are leadership qualities. We're here to inhale our authority, our leadership, and exhale into the desirable world. But first, the Muti. So we say, "O spirit of each one of our customized citizen tricksters, agents of liberating woofiness," right? And a little bit of cannabis and tobacco from Syria. Open the path before each one of us that we may be danced into place where we can do the most good, have the most fun, and contribute our gifts to the community in acts of reciprocal blessing. Yes, all right. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, team. So we're here, part of the magic to continue, right, as I put it in my little promo, that we may suck the chi out of nefarious, creepitudinous thuggery and exhale radiance into the holy days before us, that they may shine with liberating luminescence. There we go. So there is a word, a Brazilian word, jatinho, for the powerful magic that comes in dangerous times. And we go, it is dangerous. But coyote trickster likes against all odds. So there we go. So we're here to suck the chi out of nefarious creepitudinous sluggery. And the holy days before us that we want to look at in a little astro rapid tour. January 5th is the Georgia referendum and the Electoral College. Very important, but it's also not only are John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock on the ballot, but also everything is so, the gods are trying to make everything so literal and easy for us to decipher. There's somebody else on the ballot too, a man named Daniel Blackman, who's running for Public Services Commission, and his opponent is literally named Bubba, right? So Daniel Blackman versus Bubba McDonald, and we go, oh, truly witty universe. There we go. So we want to honor now the Chart of America, January 5th, was a lot. It's the Georgia runoff. There's a lot on the line. We know that Georgia, we're looking for a miracle, a Georgia miracle. The Kelly Loeffler and Purdue, many things, but just in the symbolic realm, they invested heavily in body bags. And we go, oh, okay, team. We wish sane, reverent common sense to all beings. There we go. And we know that Georgia, the beauty of Georgia being called forth, that whatever we speak to in another is the part of ourselves that we're bringing into play. So, and I want to introduce some key wonderful figures first. So I've been dedicated to the work of a wonderful mentor, Dion Fortune. And I'm going to introduce these statues in a moment. But Dion Fortune was a auntie mentor, a woman in 1930s Britain, ran her own mystery school. But the British government engaged her and the ritualists of Britain to protect Britain from the Nazis using ritual. They were doing it by mail. We can do it by Zoom, right? So, and much of what she had to say was really useful. First, harming nothing, harming nothing. But she said it was essential for us to maintain an atmosphere of tranquility in our homes. Otherwise, how could we have hoped to have been, a nucleus of stability for the soul of the nation? We go, ooh, a language upgrade, soul of the nation. Whatever we have a word for, we have a relationship. And we go, ooh. And so what they did, they said part of their tranquility was practices, as people are contributing and proffering. And they said also, but it was due to our steady dedication to the desirable outcome, and this, she's writing this when the bombs are dropping, and they're like, no, this is steady outcome. There we go. And she said, because when we're operating on a level of vision and imagination, we're operating on many fields. We want all parts of us to kind of come alive now. And we go, oh. And so they were also animating, she said, patrols of angelic beings to protect life. And so here's where, and sometimes they would pick a statue, sometimes, so first, on top of the US Capitol is the Statue of Freedom. I don't know if you can see her very well, but I have another statue to hold up. But she is very trippy. She is wearing an eagle on her head. She's got 13 stars. She was placed there during the Civil War. So whenever you see the news and there's the Capitol, she's right there. She's right there. She's carrying a sword of justice that is wrapped in soft cloth, and she has a shield and a wreath of laurel. And the only other statue of justice is on top of the Georgia State Capitol, or Freedom, Miss Freedom. This is Freedom. Whoops, sorry, everybody. Come back here. This is no, not there. This is Miss Freedom. Miss Freedom is on top of the Georgia State Capitol, and it's one of those wonderful things that sometimes we don't see things until they're pointed out. So a friend of mine, wonderful metaphysician, politically active, shamanic worker in Georgia, said, I grew up here my whole life. I look at the Georgia State Capitol. I've never seen her until you point her out. And we go, ooh, Miss Freedom and Freedom. We introduced the Georgia State Capitol to the US Capitol. That's great. And then somebody just introduced me to a fantastic other being who is Maria Leonza. I don't know if you can see her really well, but she is very trippy. She presides over Caracas, Venezuela. She is a syncretism of so many things, on top Catholic, African, indigenous magic. She's clearly very built and muscled. She's riding on a tapir animal on top of a snake, and she's holding up a female pelvis. And we go, ah. So as we journey ahead also to our inauguration and further into the year, these are beings who are, Freedom, Miss Freedom, and Maria Leonza who are happy to be introduced and useful for us to see them tromping along the mall as we get to inauguration. Inauguration comes from the augur. It means the diviner within all of us would walk out into nature, whereby nature would reveal by her patterns the responsible enough human who would then be inaugurated. Well, this, oh my goodness, this is interestingly, there we go. So exactly. It's like we're almost out of time, but I'm just barely beginning. Well, that's why you can go to coyotenetworknews.com for Citizen Trickster training and the hour-long lecture I've been preparing to put into 3 minutes. So let me just bring up rapidly some charts for the fun of it. So first, here's the chart of now. And as we head towards the inauguration, so who's here? And this is perfect because people were saying, when's Caroline coming on? And it's like, no, perfect timing. So this is the chart of now from where I am, just outside Washington, D.C. And the reason it's perfect, and we let all kerfuffles be incentives for experimentation with greater beauty, and magic is a willingness to cooperate with everything. There we go. So 22 degrees Virgo is rising. I knew it. That's really great because that's where Neptune was when this country was founded, the US Neptune. It's the soul of the country. And we can see many things about to happen, the soul of the country, and what is it to be a good citizen, and what is it to be a good planetary citizen. So just for the fun of it, briefly on this chart, the moon in Virgo is rising. Who's here? Who are we? Medicine people, language craft. This is the witch's moon, the writer's moon, the medicine moon. And it's making what's called a yod, or a finger of destiny, a very specific pattern. So it's got a 150-degree angle here to Chiron. Chiron is a little planetoid. Chiron is the mentor centaur. He's not that fond of being the wounded healer. He's the mentor. And, you know, and what Jorge was saying, my friend Deborah Felmuth says, to Westerners, we think of the future in front of us and the past in back of us, invisible. She said to Arabic culture, it's the reverse. We're gazing at the past in front of us, and the future is invisible behind us. And we're crafting the future by gazing at the caravan of our past mentors. So we're gathering that. Because this beautiful astrological language is not what's going to happen, because there is no normalcy, there is no certainty. And when we release certainty, we're available to mystery. We go, ah. So I love that part. And then the moon has a 150-degree angle down here to Saturn and Jupiter, just conjoined on the winter solstice at 0 degrees of Aquarius. We're electing community. We're electing mutual aid. Really beautiful. And then a beautiful 60-degree between them. And then I'm going to bring up in rapidness. Okay, so what I've done here, and you can just let it wash over you here. The outer rim is the planets we were just looking at, where everything is now. The inner rim is the chart of America. And if you look at the back of a $100 bill, there's a clock tower on it with a quite specific time. And founding fathers pretty specific about that. And the time gives 9+ Scorpio rising for this country. And this country, again, citizens all around the world, really. The image, there are images for each degree of the zodiac. For 9+ Scorpio is a fellowship supper reunites old comrades. And we go, yes, that's what this world is, this country and this country on out into kinship with all countries is meant to be. And right now, just for the fun of it, we see Pluto, part of this year behind us, 2020, is it was described by the Pluto-Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in Capricorn, which astrologers were looking at for a long time. My friend Jim Lewis in 1981 said, oh my God, look at 2020. Whoa. And then we both said, what form will the cauldron of death and rebirth take then, do you suppose? Well, here we are. And then Jupiter says, and what shall we ladle out of this? Ingenuity and all. And so Pluto is opposite the US Mercury to change mind, There's, I'm very fond of Mary Trump's book about her uncle, Too Much and Never Enough, which is a genius title for the shadow of America, which is a Cancer sign, too much and never enough. And in listening to it, I was wondering, the virus is such an interesting metaphor. It's such a marvel. I'll come back into reality here. The virus is a marvel of symmetry in that it just locks right into receptors, and so I thought in reading Mary Trump's book, what part of the American psyche was receptive to the Trump family virus? And what would be the imaginative liberating remedy? And I thought of honey badgers and possums who are immune to cobra venom. And cobra venom is another marvel of symmetry. It locks right into mammalian breathing receptors. But honey badgers and possums have shape-shifted their receptors so that the virus no longer fits. And for all of us, I think this is a wonderful thing to imagine for ourselves and for the soul of America, to shapeshift the receptors so that tyranny no longer fits in there. And we go, all right. And animating the egregores. So we have freedom, misfreedom, and just very, again, very briefly here, because I know we're just okay. So I'm going to go through really quickly. So we go, all right, we know America's headed for its Pluto return. We're in this death rebirth cycle. What shall we ladle out? What shall we ladle out? The Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, Saturn is our authority, our leadership. You know, part of this beautiful language is to insource everything we've outsourced. So Saturn is authority, contains the word author. It's related to the word authentic. So authenticity is liberating, and it's the liberating antidote to the con, and we love that. So everyone married to their own authentic selves. And composting, you know, composting corruption as nutrient for democracy is when we have a nearly, you know, infinite resource. So let me restore that and then briefly bring up the Georgia runoff, which is Monday. So it's quite beautiful. And that's what we want to animate, the beautiful and the desirable. The moon overhead as the day dawns, trining Jupiter and Saturn. Again, it's like misfreedom and this connectivity, you know, electing sane reverence. That's part of our dynamic, inaugurating sane reverence. As we are convening this night, the sun is at 12 Capricorn, beautiful metaphor for all of us. Its image is a person sitting in front of a blazing fire, the unconditional dedication of the self with all of its skills. And I go, right. Inward dedication magnetizes outward opportunity. We're all practicing astrology. Everyone here, everyone attending is saying and feeling that. It's really great. Thank you so much. All right, there we go. Okay. And then let me take us briefly to the inauguration chart, and then briefly to the new moon in February, where there are 6 planets in Aquarius. So inauguration. Now, some astrologers I've looked at say, oh, I'm worried about car bombs in Washington and on January 6th, where whatever. That's why we're here to use all of our imaginative ingenuity to spiral out of polarity. So I like us all, you know, creating a beautiful lavender mist, a lavender psilocybe mist that wafts out over the city and out over the world, that anything up to no good may fizzle like a wet firecracker fart, right? So friends were saying, oh, look at the volatility. It's like, but we suck the chi out of the danger and exhale into the desirable. We have Mars and Uranus exactly conjoined. Uranus in Taurus is participatory animism. This whole year is themed by planets in Aquarius and Saturn in Aquarius squaring 90-degree angle to these Taurus planets. It's what Jorge was giving voice to so beautifully, that our definition of community, you know, include that humans compost bad manners and re-enter once again into the choreography of participatory creation. And this, what we're inaugurating, you know, with one of the fun trickster councils, election magic trickster councils, everybody made their own ballots, and we took them out into a great place in nature and planted them there. You know, and friends said, oh, you've liberated me because I was going to vote my conscience. And we're like, no, God, don't do that. You know, but we're voting for what we really want. And see, with this inauguration, we have the capacity to invite in freedom, misfreedom, Maria Leonza, you know, and also our willingness to cooperate. This whole renaissance that wants to unfold, that humans humbly cooperate with nature's guiding genius. And just to zoom ahead, each one of these things, but is the Aquarius new moon, just to show that because it's so stunning. So February 11th, 2021. Oh, and just a little backwards too. It's like, yeah, today is a palindrome a little bit if you don't do 2021, but our inauguration really is a perfect palindrome, never to be repeated. 1202021. 1202021. Whoa, there's magic here. And we're voting on behalf of everything that we love. So I just wanted to bring our attention to this beautiful pattern here. Saturn in Aquarius, Jupiter Aquarius, Venus Aquarius, Mercury Aquarius, little asteroid Pallas Athena, Sun and Moon in Aquarius, with a beautiful quintile, a collaborative cahooting with nature's evolutionary genius. We go, ooh, so much that is available. So what is it to be a good citizen? You know, and Saturn says, well, boundaries are good citizens, you know, masks and so on are sacraments of community well-being. What is trust? You know, trust really is the sense that the other is dedicated to collective well-being. You know, may it be that that's what we're inaugurating. You know, and then so these are just zoom throughs of deep, powerful things. But to deconvene, a rapid through, is just to say, you know, I was thinking, you know, what gives rise to delusion and how do we spiral and liberate everything? I like spiraling out of polarity. So whenever I've gotten into kind of like a, I go, may we all awaken possessed. So may we all awaken self-possessed rather than possessed, right? And nobody really minds that. And then wondering like, well, what gives rise to delusion that takes us out of the game, deludo, out of the game? And I go, dogma, any dogma, you know, makes one open. Any one story, only one thing. We want many things. And we go, may curiosity trump certainty. So there's that. And then, you know, and we get to play
no
with
pun intended there at all, Carolyn, about
what
trumping certainty.
Well, I'm taking that word back. So, and then and then we'll deconvene here. But for us now, you know, it's really there's a wonderful mudra briefly, which is just this. This is a Saturn mudra of self-possession. It banishes all fear. You know, it's again, just the kingdom of heaven really is at hand. We go, how wonderful. And part of it, again, inhaling the universe and exhaling our customized citizen trickster being there. And each one of us has a bag of liberating lightning to toss at any circle of habit within and without to set it free, you know, spiraling out there into the memosphere. And we go, the unifying story of the earth, may it dissolve all false boundaries of nation state, you know, and we reawaken to a sense of community and biomimicry, cooperating with nature's guiding genius as we go forward.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. It's really amazing, and I really appreciate so many pieces of wisdom. I love letting go of certainty opens the door to mystery, and may all humans humbly collaborate with nature. And yes, we did ask Caroline to keep what normally is an hour to 10 minutes, and
we went over that. Yes,
but people can get a lot more. I'm posting now your Coyote Network news.
Right.
Wow, there's a lot going on here. Tell us a little bit about what we can find.
Okay, so there's I've been doing radio visionary activist show for 24 years on Pacifica. We have incredible archives. It's problem and solution, you know, and anything we need to know to have a democracy. It's fairly broad. There's personal sessions, yes, but many trainings. If you just sign up for newsletter, you won't be overwhelmed at all. But I have Trickster training, which is ongoing Monday. People can jump in, where we practice the week and then how we can be agents of liberating trickster, and also citizen trickster trainings and cultivations, coming soon. So there.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Caroline. We always love having you on the show. You bring
That's very
such
kind of you.
an amazing, just like we see behind you, all the wolves and the colors and all the magic. God bless you so much for being with us. It's really, really a lot of fun.
Thank you.
All right. And now we're going to move on to our next little piece. And this is something that we do now on a regular basis. It is time for our mid-show announcements, and that's where Deborah and I come on and kind of share a few important things. And we, again, just really want to thank all of our broadcast partners. There are so many people that are helping to bring this show to you. You're watching us perhaps on Unify, on Facebook, all of our different Facebook pages. So I'm going to bring up our little banner here of our broadcast partners. And definitely, it's so cool that we're on Unify every Saturday night, and somewhere between 10 to 20,000 people views on Unify every week. We want to thank John and Summer Raymer at the Sign Network. They make sure that we show up on between 50 and 100 Facebook pages. So some of you are watching us that way. Definitely check out Awake TV Network. It's a brand new network. And of course, Light Touch is a big part of our show. Thank you, Jay Mayer. And our buddy Alan Steinfeld with New Realities TV. And a lot of you are watching us on his YouTube channel. Love Coach Academy is my organization. That's where this show actually originates. And we provide a lot of shows. Earth Dance Global, Humanities Team, Portal to Ascension, Disclosure Fest, Global Days of Unity, Earth Walk, and New Earth One. These are all friends of ours, partners. You've seen them on our show, and we appreciate all that they provide. And to share a little bit more with us, here's Deborah.
Thanks, Scott. And again, I want to thank all the people that donated when you registered for the Zoom link. It's so important to us and really allows us to bring you a quality show. So thank you so much. Thank you for the donors, the broadcast partners, and our sponsors. And we are looking for more sponsors for this new season. So if you're interested in reaching thousands of people around the world, please contact us and we'll let you know how you can sponsor or advertise. And we have a winter season coming up, which we shared with you, but we want to especially share what's coming up next week with our January 9th show. And this is sponsored by Light Touch and Jay Mayer, who's an executive producer. The theme is going to be angelic activations and healings and manifesting miracles. And we have Marian Williamson with us. She is going to be talking about the Course of Miracles, which she is a spiritual guide and expert on. And she has a new program that's coming out where you can follow her on a daily basis with the Course of Miracles. And we're going to share more about that later. We have Sonia Grace, who's an incredible teacher of the angelic realm, as well as Stuart Pearce, all the way from England, who is also an expert on the angelic realm. Meg Benedicte, who's an ascension teacher and 5D activator who connects with Metatron, and where she got a lot of her information and trainings on ascension. Caroline Corey, Shri and Kira, all the way from Ecuador, who also connect with the angelic realm. And so it's going to be a pretty amazing show. We also have great musicians, Yuval Ron, who's incredible Middle Eastern type music, very prominent and famous, and Fanny Starchild. And we have another magician, Justin Sight, who is actually blind, but he is going to be doing an incredible magic show for us. So just want to make sure you catch us next week. And of course, we have 13 shows that we're sharing with you for the whole season. And I'll be putting all that in the chat box. And we're reaching out again tonight to ask for your help so we can create our program that we did last year, and we can create it in a better and bigger way to support community organizations and people in need because of illness or accidents, or like the fire victims. We supported a lot of fire victims. We actually raised about $70,000 last year, all from your income, all from your green love, everyone sharing from $5 to $500. And we were able to turn that around and really put it into some amazing organizations. And we want to do that again this year, but it's a lot of organizations do it. So if you could help us now as we create the new season and create a container and a system for finding these organizations that need our help and the people that need our help. And then we'll continue to use this program to spread the green love to so many people that need it, especially during this time. And I'll put the link in the chat box for our GoFundMe. And in the Facebook pages that we have, or you can go to GoFundMe and just type in Global Peace Tribe and you'll get our GoFundMe page. So Scott, you want to share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, well, certainly a couple things. I want to just say thank you to those of you who, since we started last April 4th, $70,000 have come from you and have supported so many people who lost their homes in the fire, people who are dealing with cancer, and a lot of really wonderful, wonderful nonprofit organizations. So thank you. Also, just want to remind everybody that you can still, even if you're watching this on Facebook, you can still come on into our Zoom room. You can register for our show. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com and you can register. And finally, I want to thank Jay Mayer and Light Touch for bringing so much support. Not only has he and Light Touch sponsored our show, but he's donated thousands and thousands of dollars to the nonprofit organizations and the people in need over the time that we've been doing this show. And so to honor him, we want to show this brief video. Light touch is a wonderful way to bring both emotional and physical intimacy into our relationships. Light touch is also a wonderful way for us to attract or magnetize what we are wanting. Most of all, light touch can be done just by yourself. Here are some examples of Trish using light touch throughout her day.
Thank you for transforming my relationships. Thank you for the most divine relationship. Thank you for spiritual wellness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So let's all remember to practice light touch. Absolutely. And for more information, just go to lighttouch.me. Well, I am really excited about what's going to happen next. We've kind of built the whole show around the experience you're about to have. And to introduce this next incredible being, here's Deborah.
Thank you, Scott. So yes, as Scott said, this is going to be a total experience of music, of heart, of meditation, to really allow us to get in the total vibration of creating our world for 2021. Kristen Hoffman is an incredible musician. She's Juilliard trained. She's a singer-songwriter. And I saw her first as the vocalist for the internationally acclaimed Bella Gaia, which is an amazing production that swept around the world. And I'm sure she'll be back again with live audiences. But now she's been gracing a lot of the conscious programs. And we had her on about a month ago, and she is so incredible and precious. And Scott invited her back to do this incredible transmission that she's about to do for us now. So thank you so much, Kristen, for being with us.
Such an honor to be here. What an inspiring evening. So shortly, I'm going to be diving into a musical meditative space that I call Solom, S-O-L and then a little tilde, A-U-M. And I think of Solom as the dance of soul, light, and Om, the frequency of the universe. Sol Om, they're weaving together. And I think of this deep Sol Om musical meditation as a co-creation. So as I dive in, I want all of you who are listening to send your conscious intention into the field, into this music, and know that we are collectively, consciously birthing this piece together. So in order to create a really resonant field, before we dive into the music, I want to just close our eyes for a moment. Just close your eyes. Take a moment to just send your vision inward, listen inward. Check in with your body. Check in with your energy. How are you feeling in this moment? On this second day of the new year. I know so many of us have been carrying a lot through the past year of life. So much more than we ever planned or dreamed that we could hold. So in order to step into a space of new possibility and new potential, it's important to release and let go of the weight or the burdens we've been carrying and just set them down. So I want to take a few breaths, and as you're exhaling, just allow yourself to release and let go of anything that you've been carrying that you no longer need in this new year. Okay, so on an inhale, imagine light filling you. And exhale. Just release. Maybe even give a little shake. Give a shake. Brush off your arms, brush off your legs. Fill yourself with just new energy. And inhaling again, pure radiant light. And exhale. Release. Check in again. Is there anything you still need to let go of? Breathing in. Total surrender. And let's focus our intention around our root and our feet. Feel your feet on the ground if you can. Feel your connection to the earth, to Gaia, to the mountains, to the land that nurtures us and sustains us. Feel the energy flowing in through the soles of your feet, and then the energy that you give back to the earth, and that beautiful exchange that is always available to you. Feel that reconnection. Now is our time to reconnect to the field of possibility. And now let's bring our awareness to the heart center of our being. To the field of love. To that beautiful beat of life within us. If you feel like you've disconnected from that love field, just take this time now to feel yourself reaching out again. Send out that invitation to the universe, to others, to those that you love, and just say, I'm here with an open heart. I am ready to love into this space of new possibility in this new year. Open that heart. Open the lotus of your heart. And now I want to bring our awareness to the crown chakra. Feel your reconnection to your highest self, to the source, to pure light and spirit. Feel this beam of light that you are. Reconnecting with this body that serves us so well. Breathing in that light so beautifully through the crown and exhaling light. And feel how the root and the heart and the crown are constantly flowing with these cycles and pathways of light through your whole being, connecting out to each and every person tuning in now, to this planet, to all beings, to the animal kingdom, to the unseen realms and the universe and spirit bodies, all connected in this beautiful dance together. And in that space of flow, we'll just allow ourselves to become the music. It's time. It's time. Oh, it's time to take flight. It's time, sweet time. Oh, it's time to take flight in service to light, in service to light, the light that we are, the light we are, bright stars.
the moonlight on a starry night. Ever wandered into a sunset and felt alive into new horizons, into the love, into new horizons. We're all connected. We're all connected in love. We're all connected in love. We're all connected in love. Don't you feel it? That rush of love. It's the space you are, the space you are. Ooh.
let's all take flight into new horizons. Service to life, in service to love, in service to light, in service to
Kristen, you've broken so many hearts open just now, including mine. I mean, I could barely speak because I'm in tears. I'm seeing so many comments of people also saying that. You know, I like what Naomi, everybody's comments are so beautiful, but Naomi kind of says it. She says, I'm in touch with my divinity through your voice. And it's really true. You have taken us so deep into this divine remembrance. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. Such a beautiful gift to be together tonight. May we all remember and reconnect to that beautiful light that we are.
There is a lot more music that this amazing woman has created. I know she looks like she's only 21 years old, but somehow, however old she really is, she's created a remarkable amount of music that you can find on Bandcamp. So if you go to her name, Kristen Hoffman, Kristin Hoffmann, 2 N's, KristenHoffman.bandcamp.com, and look at all this incredible music that she has. The first ones are more singles, and then she gets more into the albums. But I really just encourage all of us to go to her Bandcamp and download this incredible music by this amazing angel. And thank you for being on our early Zoom Room show. For any of you who missed it, Kristen blessed us with kind of sharing some of her journey with us. So you can always watch the video replay tomorrow. So go back and watch the video replay and listen to what she has to say. And God bless you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
She really, I think she broke a lot of our hearts open, didn't she? Wow, it's such a hard act to follow. And I'm so glad that I get to turn it over to two people that I just have the greatest respect for. These are my friends, Satyam and Suzanne Raja. And yes, you're on camera now. My personal word for 2021 is balance. I really want to live as balanced a life as I possibly can. And I think balance is what our planet needs, and certainly humanity. And I mention that because Suzanne and Satya, to me, and I know them very well, I've studied with them, I've been to their home up in British Columbia, I've known them for years. They lead a very balanced life. They've been married for a very long time. They've raised two beautiful children. They have a very successful business. And they also know how to enjoy life. They know how to party. I've hung out with them in Hawaii as well as at their home. They lead a very beautifully balanced life, combining their spirituality with their wisdom through the company Warrior Sage. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But I am just so grateful to have you with us, especially after that incredible experience that Kristen provided. Wow. So Satyan and Suzanne, please share with us a little bit of your tools, your wisdom for creation in a balanced way.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Scott, for having us, Deborah, and to be amongst everyone here today. And Kristen, like, to honor what you've shared really is to call out what you've shared, which is for us to honor the light right now. And I believe that light is within all of us, is all of us. It's actually our true nature. And so I'm so grateful for all of us, because I believe we all as a field in our own way are pulling everyone's best nature. And I believe this is the power of our time, the potency of our time is to infuse and resonate each other up, look at each other as masters at play with one another, letting go of the old, hierarchical, egoic games, and really seeing the inner divinity with each other, but actually practicing it in real ways. So that's something that's in my heart, that's inspired from Kristen's beautiful opening of all of us.
Yeah, I also want to echo. I want to echo my gratitude, Kristen, for breaking my heart open, as Scott so said, and I wrote down the words: in service to life, in service to love. And that is so true. It is felt. I'm getting goosebumps here, because this is truly how we try to live. This is what balance, this is what really being on this earth is all about, in service. And so thank you for drawing from the heavens and allowing that gift to come through you in the way that it did. Feel so touched by that. And I want to say for me that my message really is for this year is about opening your loving eyes. Open them so that you can see the way Scott sees. You see his eyes are teary every single time he feels deeply. And his eyes, it comes through his eyes. And it's not just the eyes on your face, whatever that is for you, open up and really allow yourself to love deeply, first and foremost. Be free and do what's right. Do what's fun. Do what your soul desires. But underneath all of that, make sure that your eyes of love are opened so that you can really see and you can come from the place of love to the best of your ability. I urge you to do that.
One of my mentors shared with me years back, in the yogic tradition, ahimsa, non-violence, comes prior to sat, or the seeking or the living of truth. And she said to me, Anjali, she said, Satyan, it's truth shared without love is a lie.
Mhm.
And right now, many of us have truths that are emerging. Some of them are very conflicting with other people's truths and relative truths. But I've come to recognize if there's an inherent conflict in any truth, it means there's some type of entrenchment in a viewpoint that's unfixable. We're not moving in some way. We're not aiming to feel what is their positive intent. And so this has been the hardest thing for myself as a, as a person of, I consider myself someone who believes in what my values are, holds stand strong in them. But at the same time, I've learned over this last year that unless I soften my heart and feel what's the truth of this antagonist, this person that seems so way off from my point of view, they must have some positive intention. And when I soften my heart and just tunnel through my own heart, all the way through their reactivity, their facial expressions, their vehemencies, their entrenchments, and I feel for the softness in their heart, I find that there's something very same in myself. They have really on one level the same outcome as us, but showing up in a very different way. And so my invitation, as well as personal challenge for myself and any of my friends here who wish to take it up, is can we love deeper than we've ever loved before, while at the same time standing truer in our own nobility, in our own character, in our own values. And lastly, if we've been feeling what is the cadence of where our life is now, this time, should I be even more yin and soft? Or is my soul stirring to be more in the forefront of action and bringing my capacities to the forefront of life without hindrance, without holding back? So if it's on that side, my urge and my call is to let's join each other in that call together as one unified being, really showing up in all these forms. And let's see what amazing creations we can come from in this time of challenge and turn it around and make it, not that it might be inherent, but make an opportunity. And let's thrive physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually as a society.
As a humanity. Humans. We are humans. Let us remember that. Let us remember the part of us that is the same as each other. Let us open our loving eyes so that we can see with all ways, in all ways. We have no idea what we're stepping into this year, but we can intend that love opens the doors to everything, and that the loving eyes, we will be able to see the truth and the depth and the profundity of what we're here for and what we're here to offer. Know that you're not alone. Know that your love, your depth of love, that will move you through. Offer that love. When you feel that you don't have it, offer it, give it away. It comes back to you like a boomerang, I promise you. And so let's be rich this year and abundant in that love that's possible. Please join us.
Well, I just kind of pulled it together and then you sent me back into tears again, Suzanne. So I apologize, my voice is cracking, but when you talked about how important it is to really do that boomerang and when we are empty to give more love, and that is warrior sage. That's what I love about these two people, is that the spirit of the warrior combined with the wise sage. God bless you both. I've been enjoying their offerings for so long. You can go to their website, warriorsage.com, and one of the things I just learned today is that Suzanne is actually offering some coaching, private coaching, and she only works with change makers. She's brilliant at helping people with relationship. We actually had them both on our relationship show once, and her wisdom was brilliant. So you can go to relationship to warriorsage.com, or they also do have a Facebook page. And I encourage you to do this because Satyan is always posting the most amazing things. So, go into their page, become part of the community, and then enjoy the amazing posts that he comes up with. He just finds wisdom from so many different places. I love your posts. Absolutely. I love you both so much. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, friends and family.
And an honor.
Yes.
All right. Well, hopefully I can pull it together, and I'm glad that I got a few minutes to do so. Deborah, tell us about our next musician, please.
Yes, and thank you so much, everyone, musicians and Satya and Suzanne, just beautiful. Every show we're like this, and here we are again, just deep in our hearts, and appreciation and gratitude. So thank you. And we get to have some more incredible music. We get to hear again Terry Woolman. He's a guitarist, producer, arranger, and we're just looking forward to what you have to share with us now. Terry, thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. This is a beautiful evening. I'm so happy to be a part of it. My first song, I wanted to play something that was contemplative and meditative. And for my second song, I wanted to do something that's more energy, and uplifting and just to and actually it feels fitting to follow up with the conversation of Suzanne and Sachin that you just spoke of, and Kristen, the place that you just took us with your music, and it all feels very connected to me. I wanted to say something about acoustic music because I think it ties in, and I always write dedications when I make a record, to really describe what my intention is with the music, and in some ways it's always the same, and in other ways it's different each time. And in this past record, the current one that I made, Cassini's Last Dance, it's an acoustic album, and I really wanted to feature the sound and the energy and the vibration of acoustic instruments, guitars and mandolins, and these instruments that you see behind me, but also violins and cellos and percussion and drums and bass and acoustic piano and vocals and the sound of strings and and metal and wood, creating these tones. And I wrote something, and the short version of what I wrote about this record is this. There's an intimacy about an acoustic instrument that exposes the heart of a guitarist and the truth of an artist. These songs are a result of what happens when I listen to my guitars as they whisper to me. This song I'm going to play for you right now is from my previous record, Silver Collection, and it's called Welcome to Paradise.
Wow. Oh, that was awesome.
Whoa. Run around the block.
I needed that. Was perfect kind of pep. It still got tears, but that was really awesome, Terry.
Thank you, Scott.
God bless you. Awesome. Just perfect. What an amazing night we're having.
Yes.
Hey, Terry, tell us a little bit about this podcast that you're doing.
Thanks for asking. It's something I love doing. I was given the opportunity about 3 years ago to host a podcast on Entertalk Media, the network that puts it out. And by the way, you can find it anywhere, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you can hear a podcast. We have over 150 episodes. In addition, there are videos that we've done as well, video podcasts as well. But basically, the focus of the show is on the creative process, which I find really fascinating, but also integrity, passion, art, humor, business, family, how to create a lasting career in the entertainment industry, and mostly what is important in life. You know, all of that other stuff aside, getting down to the real essence of the important things in life, not what you do, but why you do them. Mm-hmm. So I interview a lot of really well-known celebrities, a lot of producers and artists and songwriters, a lot of business people from around the world, and we talk about not how did you get that break or how did you come up with this idea, but what was that really like once it happened? How was it everything that you had hoped for? How was it disappointing? What was your biggest surprise? You know, and it's an hour-long show, and the hour flies by, and they're really. I feel like I have a front row seat to conversations with people who are having and creating amazing lives. You know, they're not wasting their lives; they're doing incredible things.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. And Terry, I sure hope you'll come back and be on our show again.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You just brought the perfect balance. Even Kristen's puppy dog, I've noticed, was dancing along for it. There you go.
That made me happy.
Yeah, there you go. When we get the dogs going, we're doing all right.
And I know I did my job.
Thanks a lot, Terry.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right. Hey, how about a little bit? Let's just take a quick little break for a little light touch video here. Yep, there are a group of amazing people that get together every morning under the support of Jay. I'm going to put the spotlight on Jay for a second. This man is organized that twice a day, morning and evening, we get together and we pray together. We do light touch together. And we pray for our country. We pray for our world. We pray for each other. We pray for the Global Peace Tribe. I also am going to just real quickly put the spotlight on Jan, who also makes all that happen. There she is. You probably see her dancing along to some of the songs and things. So a big thank you, Jay and Jan, for all that you do to help move Saturday Night Alive along. And Jay is now our executive producer, so we appreciate that. And so now, boy, the hits just keep on coming. It's time for a little more magic. So let's take it away with Sean Jay.
He's been seen on the hit TV show Masters of Illusion on the CW network, Fox TV's Master Chef, ABC News, Fox Morning News, NBC News, and the TEDx stage. An award-winning magician, inspirational speaker, and a man of many diverse talents. Please welcome to the stage. Let him hear your energy and make some noise for Sean Jay.
Yeah, making lots of noise.
Woo! I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I'm back. Thank you again for having me back. This has been a really great show. The music, man, is just outstanding. Angelic, rhythmic, inspiring, amazing. So now for a little bit of magic. And in order to co-create this best new year, I'd like to work with and connect with some people out there in the audience. So Scott or whoever's doing the tech, if you could pull up an audience member or two at random, if there's a way that you can do that.
Oh, wow, okay.
Should I check from the...
Well, let's see. I know that she's not in the audience, but she's one of our... How about Pollyanna? Can we add Pollyanna there?
Absolutely.
All right. And how about Kristen? Do you want to bring in Kristen?
Sure.
All right. There
Great.
we go. Now, neither of them knew this was going to happen. So is two enough people? Do you need another one?
Two is fine. Two is fine. Two is fine. Okay, so let's start with Pollyanna. Yes, and you're unmuted. Great. Okay, Pollyanna, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so we're gonna make a connection. I'm gonna try to make a connection. In order for us to make a connection, I need to know a little bit more about you. So we did not set this up ahead of time, correct? This is very important that we did not, and I didn't ask you any questions or information about you ahead of time, correct?
Correct.
That's important. Okay. Now, Pollyanna, I want you to actually, you know what? Before we even go there, I'm going to write something down here. I think might just be the case. Something that's going to happen later in the show. Look at me. Good. Okay, I'm going to get back to this in a moment. Now, Pollyanna, is there somebody in your life that you don't mind sharing with us, a name of somebody who, when you think of this person, brings you happy thoughts? Do you have that person in mind?
Yes.
Okay, and what's the name of that person, if you don't mind sharing?
Marla.
It was Carla?
Marla.
Marla with an M, right?
Yep.
Like Carla, but with an M.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. And this person, Marla, who is she to you in relation? She's just a friend or a relative or?
Friend. We've been friends for over 25 years.
Friends for over 25 years. Okay, good. And you have an experience with Marla. This could be from the past or the present, a fun experience that you don't mind sharing with us?
Had a fun experience yesterday.
Oh, great. Okay. Go for it.
Well, sharing about our fun experiences. We do a lot of meditation and sharing our transformations together.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So group meditation and sharing, just talking about the experiences that you've had in life, maybe, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. With Marla, this is so interesting that you said that. Let's take this a step further. I'm going to do another one. This is crazy. This is so crazy if this works. Here, we'll use this. All right, and okay, I think this might work. Now, out of these colors that are here on the table, you see these colors? I want you to look these colors over. See, we have green, orange, red, blue, or purple. And what I'm going to do, that's for this one. Let's try now a color. Okay. Out of these colors that you see here, do you have a favorite in mind? Which of these colors strikes your fancy?
You want me to say it?
Yeah, say it out loud so everybody knows.
Okay, purple.
Purple. And any reason in particular why you picked purple? Does it just match your own personal vibration?
I think it matches my vibration.
Yes, your aura that surrounds you? I think so, because I was actually thinking of a color, and if I flip this over and we take a look, you will actually see that I wrote purple as well.
Wow.
It's kind of strange. We're making connections. Now I'm going to start to show you. Now, Pollyanna, can you choose someone else? Go ahead, just speak a name of somebody else that you'd like to participate.
Renee.
You said Renee?
Yep.
Okay. Scott, is there any way we could pull Renee up somewhere so people can see her?
On the show. I mean, she was watching. I don't know if she's still there.
Okay. So how about Jan? How about Jan? Since I can see her. I know
Someone else up. Okay. On the.
Jan, you can unmute yourself.
Right.
All right. Now, Jan, out of before I go any further, let me write this one for Jan real quick. Now, Jan, since March, there have been a lot of activities that we've been doing while we're confined at home and quarantine, and I've actually made a collection of these activities on the other side of this card. And you could see we have reading, cooking, culinary, there's sex, there's video games, there's arts and crafts, painting, or music. So I'm not going to judge Jan, but I will ask you, which one of these activities have you been participating in the most? It's up to you.
You're putting me to the test, Sean. But I'm going to say music.
You're going to say music, and you are musically inclined. There are a lot of fantastic, so much great music here on this show. And are you a musician as well?
I do. I sing.
You sing. Okay, you're a songstress. Beautiful. And crazy enough that you said that, because if I flip this over and I show you, it also says music as well. I had a good feeling that you were going to go for music. But now let's tie it all together and go back to the very beginning to close this out. I'd like to go back to Pollyanna. I'd actually like all the panelists to please unmute yourselves, because I need the feedback, I need your reactions, because remember Pollyanna from the very beginning. You told me about a friend of yours, a good friend of yours, whose name was?
Marla.
Marla. And you did a meditation with Marla, I think it was, right?
Well, we share about meditation together, yes.
Yes. And this card with the question mark, remember I wrote something from the very beginning. It's been sitting here on the table the entire time. If I turn it over and show you guys what I wrote, you will actually see
Wow. Oh my God. That's crazy, man.
and that is how we make connections. Using the magic of technology, I hope I was able to inspire everyone to use their own intuition and their own insight as we move forward into this new year. And thank you, Scott. Thank you, Deborah, for having me. That was my final performance on this show, and I wanted to close it out strong. So thanks for giving me the chance to do that.
Well, it may be your final performance tonight, but it sure isn't going to be your final performance on this show. That's for
Oh, well,
sure.
thank you. Thank you. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to keep you busy because you're going to keep coming up with new stuff now.
Okay.
Just a reminder, everybody, you can learn all about this really cool dude. Listen, you're going to be able to say you saw him on Saturday Night Alive when you go to pay $200 a pop to see him in Las Vegas, which is going to be coming up soon. There's no doubt. SeanJayMagic.com. SeanJayMagic.com. And you know, Sean, I'm going to do a little something for you that I don't do that often.
Oh.
I've got up my magic wand. I gotta show myself here as well.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
So I've got my magic wand out. So what is your absolute wish for this year?
My heavy question, but a good question that we all should be considering. My wish for this year is to be able to somehow, in some way, be able to see people face to face again, to perform for them and share my magic somehow live and in person.
All right, I'm putting on the Merlin hat. I've got the magic. Poof! You will be performing live with people going nuts over your wonderful, wonderful work. All right?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Gandalf Scott.
Just couldn't resist after that. That was really a lot of fun.
You guys are great. This is such a great show. Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, what do we got next? We've got
going to vanish.
Yeah, yes, you may go vanish. And Deborah and I are going to introduce our wonderful new program that we've been doing for a while, which is our recommended events. And I'm going to turn over to Deborah to share with us about a couple of things that are happening.
Yeah.
You know what? I think if you
speechless.
You know what? I'll take over for a moment. I'll introduce one of them. All right. So we are really grateful that one of our ongoing favorite keynote speakers is Marianne Williamson. And Marianne is going to come back next week. She's going to be our keynote speaker for our Angels and Miracle Healing Show, sponsored by Jay Mayer. And she's got some really wonderful new things that she's doing, including you can sign up and for only $50, participate every day live with Marianne with her new Course in Miracles program. I'm on the Marianne.com website right now, and that's where you can find out all about it. If you go to Daily A Course in Miracles, that's where 365 days. And there's an audio program or there's a video program. And you may not know, Marianne really became famous initially as a teacher of A Course in Miracles. It was one of her great things. And then she actually had her own church, and now she's taking it all online. This is a woman who ran for president, who's been on our show. Next week, I think, will be her 4th time with us. I've also done a lot of work through Love Coach Academy with her, gotten to know her. She's incredible. So join Marianne. And the great thing about it is you can participate at whatever level you want, but every day she does another reading and teaching from A Course in Miracles. And so we encourage you to all participate in that. And to share a couple of other things. How are you feeling, Deborah?
Good.
Okay.
Another incredible speaker that we've had on our show is Marcy Shimoff, and she leads a year-long program with Dr. Sue Morter and Lisa Garr, Year of Miracles, and brings in a lot of incredible experts on creating miracles in your life. And she's got some pre-programs that she'll share with you now, so we wanted to share those with you. She has an ebook called 3 Secrets to Living a Miraculous Life. She has a free webinar, The 4 Biggest Mistakes That Keep You from a Miraculous Life Masterclass. And then she's got a miracle activation for empowerment meditation. So I'm going to post all that in the chat room so you can experience with her. You probably know her from The Secret, and she also wrote the book Happy for No Reason and Chicken Soup for the Women's Soul. So she's an expert on creating miracles in your life. And another person that we've had on the show is Aaron, and he, with a whole cast of experts, is also producing a course called the Joyful Warrior Code. And it really gives you incredible information to transform your life, handle any challenge, and bring true joy into your life. And he's also offering a free masterclass for that. So I'm going to post that in the chat room as well. This is the beauty of what's happening now, is everyone's teachings are going online, so we can have access to incredible teachers that normally in the past you'd have to go do personal workshops with, and now they're available for you, and they give a lot for free. So that's what we're here to share with you. And I'll put all this in the chat room.
And somebody asked, is Deborah the person who used to put on a festival in Sonoma County? Absolutely. Deborah created the Health and Harmony Festival, then it was known as the Harmony Festival. For 32 years, she ran it, and I always went. It was the second weekend of June every year, and it was really always the kickoff of summer for so many of us. And she had tens of thousands of people who showed up live to that festival. Acts like the Beach Boys and Jefferson Starship, and it was really an amazing festival. And so now she's taken all that she learned during that time, and now tens of thousands are watching us through Saturday Night Live. So yes, that's the Deborah that somebody in our chat room asked about you, Deborah.
And I call this Harmony Festival 2.0, because that's really what it is, taking Harmony Festival to the next level.
You know, along those lines, the last thing that we want to share on today is tomorrow, I've got my Sacred Sunday show, and one of our favorite musicians, Johanna One Heart Beekman, you've seen her on Saturday Night Live a few times now, including recently. She's going to be my guest, and she's created an amazing mantra album with musical artists from all over the world. And we're going to preview it tomorrow and talk about her musical journey. So join us tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning. You can catch it on any of these kind of ways, Facebook. Go to my profile page after the show, and I'll put the link in there if you want to come into our Zoom room. We even might take some questions. So please join us tomorrow morning for our Sacred Sunday show.
And I want to let everyone know the information that we're sharing now will be in the email with the replay that we'll send out on Monday. So you'll get all that to have access to because you've signed up on our list if you signed up for the Zoom.
And again, still, if you haven't already tonight, now's the time to do it. Go to globalpeacetribe.com and register. And that way we can send you the replay emails. We can keep you in touch with what we're doing. We've got a lot of really cool things planned for this upcoming year, and we're really happy to be sharing that year with you. Well, Deborah, we are almost to the end of another, at times challenging, but extraordinary show. And we've got a new thing we've started doing where we now finish our shows with a musical journey. Cornflower one week, Johanna one week, and of course tonight it's going to be our beloved Pollyanna. But before we turn over to Pollyanna, is there anything you'd like to say in terms of goodbye and good night?
Oh, just so much appreciation to all the presenters, to incredible musicians, to Jay Mayer, to you, Scott, to everyone that is coming together in such a high vibration, so much love at this time. In spite of what it looks like, we are holding the positive vision, and that's how we're going to create an awesome 2020. So appreciate and love you all.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. I'm just with the gallery view for those wonderful people that are still with us. Kristen, who's all the way on East Coast time. It's after midnight. Now, she didn't turn into a pumpkin. So she's still with us. That's good. Thank you, Kristen. You really blew us away. Jay, Jan, thank you so much for Light Touch. Deborah, my amazing partner, thank you. Everybody watching, remember, you are all part of the Global Peace Tribe. Every one of you is an essential cell in the butterfly that is forming out of the dying caterpillar. And each and every one of you is precious. So thank you, and magic blessings for you in this world. And now we get to turn it over to Pollyanna. I'm going to put the spotlight on you, Pollyanna, and take it away.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, everybody, on this incredible show tonight. Oh, so much inspiration and beauty and wisdom. My heart is truly melted, truly glad, truly grateful. And I want to invite us into creating the world that we want to live in. To each of us be the source that we are, the source for transformation, the source for a peaceful, loving world, the source for taking care of this beautiful planet. So if you would just take a moment now and take a deep breath and just feel your whole chest expanding wide, feel that heart center opening up. And as you feel that breath, fill it with all your love, and fill it with your vision for this world, for yourself, for your life, for your loved ones. And exhale fully. And breathe in fully. And exhale fully. Make a sound. Inhale fully. Exhale fully. Make a sound. Breathe in. And breathe out. And I invite you, as I sing this song called Walk Into Your Future, to just continue breathing deeply, fully in, fully out, with a sound. My dear one, will you open your eyes, look out upon the world, see a new sunrise, those thoughts pounding your head, it's the broken recording, time to think new thoughts instead, and the sound that you hear is your soul beckoning you to awaken from this dream. Drop the cloak from your past, cross the river with me to a new destiny. Walk into your future. Come alive.
Can't you hear? Is your soul beckoning you to awaken from this dream? Drop the cloak from your past. Cross the river with me to a new destiny. Yeah. Who walk in your future? Oh, your beautiful creation. Into your future with eyes wide. Come alive, come and just breathe that in. See your vision coming to truth, to manifestation right here, right now. It's happening. Feel the gratitude for your beautiful creation right now.
Thank you so much. PollyannaBush.com is her website. Blessings, everybody. I'm loving all the comments in the chat box. So many people commenting and sharing how much they've appreciated you, Pollyanna, Kristen. And somebody said, how can this continue? Well, the live show is going to end, but you can all go to our YouTube channel. We have a free public YouTube channel. Just put in Global Saturday Night Live, the Global Peace Tribe, and you can watch previous shows. We had some pretty amazing ones. So go back and watch the shows that way. If you want some more of us, that's where it's waiting for you. Thank you, everybody. Pollyanna, God bless you.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, all the beautiful presenters. Thank you for listening, all of us together. We're creating this transformed world. It takes all of us.
Absolutely. And that includes everybody watching. You know, you might not be coming on the show as a musician or as a speaker, but everyone watching, everyone who hears our voices, you are just as important. We're all essential cells in the new butterfly that's forming. All right. Good night, everybody. God's blessings. Have a beautiful weekend. We look forward to seeing you, hopefully tomorrow morning for the Sacred Sunday show. Good night, everybody.